Hello, my name is Paul McGuigan. I'm a senior consulting geologist to Oroco Resource Corporation and the qualified person with respect to the Santo Tomas program in northern Mexico. Recently, we released Brazile's results on June 23rd, 2022. The background on that drilling is that 90 drill holes have been drilled on the property up to 1974, comprising 21,000 meters for which we have records. Oroco completed a very important three-dimensional induced polarization survey, which gave us results over a 14 square kilometer swath of the south, north, and Brazilia zones, with results in both parameters, chargeability and resistivity, down to 700 meters of depth. Subsequently, we went on to drill 27 drill holes to date, comprising 19,000 meters, of which 4,500 meters we are going to talk about today. If we want to look at the main areas of interest on the property, we can drape the 3D IP results on surface over the topography. And you can see that the mineralization, as expressed in the orange and more intense colors, as being the south zone, passing under the Santo Tomas Ridge into the north zone, and across the Fuerte River to the Brazilia Zone. Importantly, much of the Santo Tomas trend is concealed by limestone and volcanic rocks that are low in sulfides and are shown in the turquoise and dark blue colors. However, our results in 3 dimensions show that south zone connects with the north zone under the ridge and forms viable drill targets. Now, if we focus on the north zone itself, we're looking at the surface expression of the historical drilling and a 3-dimensional grade shell that we created from north zone drilling block model, where copper is greater than 0.3% and identifies the core of the north zone, and here the trend on surface. That same 3D IP can be draped over the map of the north zone in Brazilia, and in this case, we're draping the DS-GEO 3D induced polarization survey, but the resistivity component. Most interestingly, the low resistivity surface expressions are over the core of the intrusion, alteration, and mineralization of the north zone, and by inference over the same expression in Brazilia's west and Brazilia's. So in looking at the characteristics of each, we can see that at Brazilia's west, we have a locus of some interesting results. 3 areas of very low resistivity arrayed in a north-northeast direction, along the same trend as the Santo Tomas zone. Now, the Santo Tomas zone itself, you can see, is in the 3D grade shell slice at 300 meters. You can see the trend heading towards the river. And that grade shell dips at 50 degrees towards the west. Now, looking at Brazilia's west, we have a similar strike and dip to a resistivity feature, and now to be reported in some of the diamond drill holes. This is important because we seek the northern extension of the north zone. So moving on to the Brazilia's news release, we depict on that figure 1 of the news release the north zone, and you can see the results from the north zone in the very northern extremity in the bottom of the diagram, across the Fuerte River into Brazilia's west and Brazilia Zone, as reported in the news release. Importantly, Drill holes B001 and 2 have extensive alteration and pyrite and some of the favorable rock types, but no significant copper. These were drilled to test the partial reports of some drilling in that area from 1974. We had no results for that drilling and tested the zone on the chance that there were some significant occurrences there. It's not over with on that zone, but the first 2 holes were not productive. However, in focusing on the surface expression along the banks of the Fuerte River, some mapping by SRK consultants from Vancouver and company geologists, plus the 3D resistivity, gave us a locus for drilling on Brazilia West. The first drill hole in Brazilia West was 166 meters of 0.42 copper equivalent. Another significant hole was B005, and it contained 213 meters of 0.33 copper equivalent. Now, the importance of these 2 holes cannot be understated. They represent a 1 kilometer step out from the North Zone and a confirmation that the hosting fault zone, its monzonite porphyry intrusions, alteration, and mineralization continue beyond the Fuerte River to the north. Our surface indications take that whole trend beyond the first kilometer step out that we've drilled for another 2 kilometers or so north, up the slopes at Brazilia, and will form a future locus for exploration. Our drilling right now has completed B006, the assays are pending, and B007 is in progress to be drilled now. Those results basically indicate that we have now in our hand 1 kilometer of extension indicated on the North Zone, and potentially, if the surface mapping and future drilling plays out, we have a total of 1.7 kilometers of drill definition needed on this diagram. But twice that trend is present in mapping only on surface. And so success contingent on the results from B007, we would continue to follow this zone northward. By its nature, fault zones and mineralization that follows such are pinch and swell. So what we're looking at here at Brazilia is a zone that's about 1/2 as wide as the North Zone. But these thicknesses can change rapidly. So we're looking forward to the results from the B006 and 7 and future diamond drilling on that program. If you have any questions, we'd be pleased to answer them. You can contact Oroco directly or myself, and we will keep you posted with each program with a bit of background such as this. Thank you very much for your time.